Hello, this is DonnieRockett. I have a video for you from Bluegrass Karting and Events out of Louisville, Kentucky. I was on a trip down to Nashville. Actually, this was on my way back from Nashville. And I made sure to stop in and check this track out. So let's get right into it. This is my very first lap. I'm not too far off from the fast line, but I'm definitely not on it. I talked with one of the track employees there, and after my first heat, he gave me the lowdown on the line, and you'll see it about halfway through the video. And I have to apologize for the audio. I have two different GoPros or action cams. My first one is a Yi 4K, and the audio on it is terrible. I'm gonna have to mess with the settings on that or something. I didn't realize it is as bad as it is. And then the second half, the second race that you're going to see on here is with a GoPro Hero 3. Audio is much better on that one. So anyways, like I said, I'm trying to figure out what the line is. I'm not far off from it, but you'll be able to see, and I'll explain when we get to the second half where to pick up time. But I believe time-wise on this race, I was in the 22 seconds. Which did not, my goal always is to try to get on either, top time of the day or top time of the week. And, super fantastic if I could get top time of the month. Or at least on the list for it, if they show it. But to get on the top times of the week, I needed to get a 21.856 or better. And I was at like 22.2, I believe, on my first race. Now, what they didn't explain to me until afterwards is that the first 4 or 5 names on the best of the week list, those guys are racing a 9 horsepower go-kart, and the general population races a 6 horsepower SODI kart, I believe. I'm not super well versed on my specifications for the SODI karts, but they do have some faster karts that they'll run out there. They just don't have them out there for your, general rental business. So I'm out there in the 6 horsepower cart. So in reality, if you make it on that top times of the week, you're really about 6th or 7th, well, 5th or 6th based on the 6 horsepower go-kart. Anyways, I'm cutting through some traffic. I'm getting to the end of this race. I was taking this line a little bit wider than I needed to, so when we pop into the second half of this video, you're going to see where I tighten it up, and I'll explain it. And it did help out a lot. The guy working there gave me some pretty good pointers, which if you're one of those people that does want to get fast times when you head in there and you get more than one race, it is always wise to talk to some of the guys working there, see what hot tips they can give you so that you can knock a second or a half second off your time. I eventually was able to knock about a half second off. Now, unfortunately, when I switch GoPros, I have this one aimed down a little bit more than my first one. I personally like to have a little the camera tilted up a little bit more, but you can see my entire steering wheel and my feet in this one, and you're already familiar with the track layout from the first part, so what the heck. So anyways, I'm coming around to the start finish, and I'll just give you the way to go. So the timer line is right there at the start finish line. Take it all the way out. This I was doing the same in the front, but you want to take it basically like that. Now stay closer to the wall right there, and then you take it all the way out to those spots on the ground, and you try to stay flat across these sections right here like I was doing. I'm much tighter. And then he recommended hugging that right there and just bringing it out about right where I hit that line. Now, one thing you can also do when you know where the timer line is, and it looks like at some point in time, if you just notice that they have painted the line on the track, but it's pretty much worn off except in that one space, it looks like. So anyways, if you have a lap where somebody slows you down, like that person slowed me down a little bit, so my next, I know I'm not going to get a fast lap time right here, but what I can do, since I know where the start-finish line is I can swing out really, really wide and get a much, a bigger run-up on that start-finish line, so that when I hit it to start my next lap, I'm going faster than normal. So I will bring it all the way out and really nail it right through here, and then try to cut it down in shave off a little distance, but I'm usually going, you're going a little bit faster. And if I don't hit any traffic, I'm probably thinking to myself, hey, I have a pretty good time going here. And when you come back around to the start-finish line, then you want to kind of cut in and shorten the distance to it. So try to hit it, I hit it, a little more to the left right there. So all in all, my goal was to get on that list. The guy there, he was pretty fast. He said he ran like, on a day like whatever the weather was when we were in there, he'd run about a 21.5 probably. So I ended up, in my very last lap, I got a 21.855, and I made it to the 11th spot on the list. So I got on there. So I was all jazzed about that. But it will be the last lap on here. And I was able to, I saw them throw the white flag, and I had already knew that I screwed, somebody kind of messed up my lap before that. So I took it out, really wide at the start and had a bigger head of steam. I hit that one just right. Went out to those spots, and I stayed super flat through here, super flat through there. Kept it pretty tight right here. I'm sure I might be losing time right there, but I can't really tell. So anyways, that's the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave some comments. If you're in the Cincinnati area, hit me up. I'm happy to try to meet up and race with somebody. Have a good one. DonnieRockett is out.